There is a kitty up here sitting in the window. Can you see him? So let's hope he doesn't decide to take a bath. He loves water. Hiya Dishies, we're doing it today, the long promised stain removal video. Now, I have my little secrets and my little things that I do, but I know you do too, and so do many others. The truth is, there is no right or wrong or magic way to remove stains. I've come across a couple new products that I find very, very helpful. I don't worry too much about stains, but especially with the dolly clothes, I do enjoy changing something from a sort of, you know, never cleaned state to a possibly cleaned state. These are some of the things that I use to achieve my goal. And sometimes I like to start small, meaning I don't do too much to a garment, and then I just keep doing things to it if the stain I want out isn't coming out. And let me just say this, I know it's January right now, but the sun is a great bleacher. A great bleacher. Lemon juice and sunshine on a tablecloth does a lot of wonders. I'm not going to be doing that today. I'm going to be working on these 3 garments. This is the little chemise that Lillian was wearing when I bought her. It is probably her original chemise that she came with. It is really thin and really fragile, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. It may disintegrate. So something like this, if it's really important to you, you may want to just spot clean and not soak in something. This is the linen runner that I recently bought, and it has a couple stains on it. These look like they've already been washed and treated, but we'll try again. And then this pretty runner I've had for forever, and I would like to get some stains out of here. There's a few food stains, but there were some stronger stains. Now I can't find them, of course. That one doesn't bother me too much, but these do. I'm not sure what they are. This actually looks like some sort of chemical stain, like paint, or I'm not even sure, and I'm not sure what this is either, but I'd like to get these 2 off. So I do not, you know, my go-to is Shout. I love this stuff. I use it liberally. You know, if you don't like chemicals, you don't have to use it. Personally, you know, sometimes I need chemicals to clean things around here, but anyway, I'm not afraid of spray and wash or Shout. If you're not sure about an item, I would not use this on silk or wool or any taffeta or any delicate fabric like that. If you're not sure and something's really special to you, you could try it on a part of the garment or item that you won't see. But most of the things that, you know, we buy at estate sales are cotton and linen. So I just layer it on. So I always start with a little bit of that if there's something I'm not sure of. So I'm going to start with some of that and just spraying it on. And, you know, don't be afraid of your washing machine either. A lot of washing machines have, you know, delicate settings, and I wash a lot of things on delicate and hang them to dry. A lot of things. Like my own clothes. Mostly on this, I was kind of thinking about that one spot. So we'll see what happens with that, and I'll go ahead and spray my runner. Go ahead and spray my runner also. I'm not going to spray the little chemise. It's just like a little cotton voile, and it's very delicate. It's like gauze. I had an antique dealer one time tell me that she swears by meat tenderizer. You make like a little paste out of it. So I'll usually just put some in a little ramekin like this and add a little water and create a little paste. And then you would spread it on the garment. And you could do the same thing with baking soda as well. You can use meat tenderizer or baking soda. So what this is dextrose, bromelain, and calcium silicate, which I think is a preservative. So it's kind of like salt. You could even use salt. Be sure if you do something like this, and I know that you would not do this, but you know, if you're telling someone else, make sure they don't get the seasoned one, because then you will create stains where you didn't have them before. Now, I have done this method, and personally, I don't really find it that effective, but I'm too impatient to do it properly. And just use what you have. Don't go out and buy anything. This is probably a little thinner than it could be, but just apply that to your stain. So apply that to your stain and then let it dry. That's the part I don't like, because I'm a soaker, because I like to soak things and then leave them there for a while I do other things. Apply the paste thickly over your stain and let it set. Let it dry, and then you can wash it. You always, any of these treatments, you always want to follow with washing in whatever you're going to wash with. So if you're just doing a little hand wash in a tub, you can use just plain ivory. You can use just plain ivory dish soap. There's nothing wrong with that. I have these two products that I use for wool. I am a knitter and I love both of these products. This one, this Euclin, I really love. It's a no rinse. So just a little capful in, you know, a gallon of water, and you can hand wash wool things in there. You never want to agitate or twist, you know, wring out woolens, otherwise you might felt them. But I think we're mainly talking about, you know, about our vintage things. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use two products that I found in the doll world, and I love them. They're called, the first one is called Perk, and you can use it on anything. You can use it full strength. It recommends a 1:3 dilution ratio, and then you can add boost to the solution that you've created with the Perk at a teaspoon per pint, and just boost your solution. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and it's reusable. You can funnel it back into the container or a different container and use it again. It's wonderful. I recommend using something with a lid if you're using the Perk. But if you don't have something, that's okay too. If you want to use a, you know, old-fashioned dishpan in the sink, you can use that. Or you can use a plug in the sink and just use your sink. I'm going to use this Tupperware ham keeper. Does anyone remember this? It's hard. It's not the soft pliable plastic like some Tupperware. It's nice and hard, but I'm going to use that, and I have the lid. So I don't measure, I just kind of eyeball. So I'm going to mix some Perk and some Boost and just cold water. I have a little container that's a 50-50 water and vinegar. You can also spray that on stains if you want to. So I'm going to add my things. Oh my goodness, there's pet hair here. You could stir it up if you want. And I can see the dirt already coming off my chemise. I don't know if you're able to see that. And then I'm just gonna let these things soak. And really, the longer you let them soak, the better. Now, if you have a really stubborn stain, like this one is probably gonna be, Perk can be used directly on fabrics. You can use it full strength. So just a little agitation there. And then the reason for the lid is so you can shake it up. All right, Dishies, it's the next day and let's see what we have going here. Let me switch these. I'm going to put the linens in the colander. I'm not going to pour it out because I'm going to keep this solution, but this is a good way to rinse small things. Just use your colander. And look at that dirty water. Can you see it? I hope you can. Yuck! You can rinse with vinegar if you want, but I am running low on vinegar, so I'm not going to do that. And I'm just going to let the water run and wring out my clothes. Take the pieces one by one. Here is the tatted runner. And then this, I think, was the yellowed part. Some threads did come loose, but that's okay. I think it came pretty clean. It's not totally white like the rest of the piece, but I think it looks pretty good. It's so delicate. I'm surprised it made it through the wash. So what you want to do, well, excuse this shadow. What you want to do is get a nice thirsty towel, lay out your piece, and roll it up. And then I will hang that on my line outside. But I think overall it looks pretty good. I'm going to do the little chemise in this small towel. It's very, very delicate. It looks like almost all the staining came out. I don't know if you can see it, except for this little stain here. It looks really good. I'm surprised it didn't fall apart more. It looks pretty good. Very happy with that. I probably won't hang that up outside because if it blows in the force of the wind, it's going to fall apart. So I'll just leave it here on the sunny counter to dry. So lastly was our large runner that had the stubborn stains on it. There's a little bit of the yellowing still there, but it looks like a lot of it came out. But these stubborn stains are faded, but still need work. Now those dark stains seem to have just torn, so I don't know if there was a chemical on them or something else. I could probably just throw a couple stitches in there. I'm not worried about that. Overall, it looks really, really good and really clean. And I am gonna roll it up and dry it, but we're gonna put something on it before we hang it up. let's see, we can continue working on that. And this is the kind of stain that, you know, it might take me 3 or 4 or even more tries to get at it, but it did fade a little bit. I think it did anyway. So let's keep working on that and see if I can get rid of it altogether. So I just mixed some baking soda and water, and I'm going to put the paste over this, and then I'm going to hang them out to dry and see if that won't bleach it a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, I think that baking soda is one of the main ingredients in OxiClean. So if you ever run out of OxiClean, you can add this to your laundry. And there's a little bit here. I'm going to put it on both sides. You could do bleach. I don't like to use bleach for this reason, is it's very, what do I want to say? It's very harsh and can eat away delicate areas of your fabric. We didn't even, you know, use anything harsh, and it did. I could see the baking soda treatment was beginning to work after overnight hanging to dry. I did end up hanging the items inside. This is a stain that I will probably continue working on over time. I thought I had carefully and painstakingly had the camera on while I was ironing, but I guess I did not. I am so sorry. I did gently press the items. And something like this, I usually put another linen towel over it while I'm pressing it, and I did that for the chemise here. Well, you can see it came out really well. All the little stains came out of it. There were already some little holes in it, so that's no surprise, but it held up pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. Probably this isn't the best lighting, but it's what I have right now. I wonder, is this any better? Probably not. Here's the back, and you can see there was one little thing here, and this almost is like glue or something like that. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is, but it didn't come off. And it's fine. You don't really notice that it's on the back, but it came out really nice. I'm really, really happy with the way the little chemise came out. I am very happy with the way this piece came out. I'll just try to zoom in a little bit here. It came out really well. There were some areas that were already, do I have it the right way? Yeah. There were some areas that were already tearing on it, so I'm not surprised about that. And I have to actually search for the one that was really yellowed. There were several yellow stains on here, and there is one still here. I didn't notice that after the wash, or I would have maybe treated that again with maybe some baking soda. It will come out. It'll just need a little more treatment, 1 or 2 more times. But there was some yellowing on one of the little designs here, and I have to search for it. I can't even remember which one it was. I think it might have been this one, and you can see there might still be a little bit of yellow there. But really everything else came out really great here. There wasn't a lot of staining or yellowing on this piece, but there were a few little spots like this one, and it's barely noticeable. So I am very happy with that. It's hard to, it's hard to kind of show them, afterwards. I don't know, would it be better on the black? I'm gonna just leave it on this piece here. All right, now let's do the other one, which had the most stain. I'm gonna do it half and half so you can see, but pretty much I think all the staining came off the main area of the piece. There's no more yellowing and there's no more coffee stains. Well, there might be like just the tiniest hint of yellowing there. It really looks phenomenal. I'm super, super happy with it. I'm going to show the other side. I'm going to turn it around so you can see where that dark spot was. So here was the most troublesome spot here, and it faded quite a bit. It's still pretty noticeable. I don't know what this is. It's blood and wine and things like that are organic in nature, and they actually come out pretty easily. There's also a little bit of yellowing here. So I did treat it with a little paste of the baking soda and then a little more of the Perk, but I think a couple more treatments with that will fade it even more, but it may take time. Anyway, I thought that everything came out pretty well. Let me know what you think. There's really is no magic cure for spots and stains that have been on fabrics for years and years. You just keep working at it and you try these different methods. Like I said, I'm not a fan of bleach, but it can be used, especially on something that's white that you think could withstand it, but bleach can be pretty harsh. So can baking soda. I find the spray and wash is actually pretty gentle, but let me know what you think. What are your tips and tricks? What do you like to use? Have you ever used the meat tenderizer? Let me know. Well, I hope you found that helpful, and I hope you enjoyed it. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Ta! I don't put all my eggs in the stain removal basket. I just don't care that much about stains because I've raised 4 kids